Everybody, it's Adam Grubb, and this is Stick and Hack, the best of the best of. We're just going to keep doing that until it's annoying. Year in review, whatever you want to call it. We have PGA and LPGA superstars on the program this year, and we continue our look down memory lane. Marco Mira joined the show. Here's some best moments from that interview with our boy Marco Mira. We got a chance to see his dogs. You didn't because you were listening. Too bad for you. Here's Marco Mira on the Stick and Hack Show, best of the best of.
Well, after I won the amateur in 79, I was my senior year in college, and I knew that I needed to go back to school and finish up and get my degree because at the time, even though I'd won the amateur and I'd played well in college and was an All-American, this and that, you know, there was no guarantee, especially the way I performed in the Masters in 80 as an amateur and the U.S. Open champion as an amateur. I to be honest with you, I sucked. I wasn't very good compared to the rest of the pros. So I think on the back burner, I knew that if it didn't go well, I had to have that degree. And I also knew that, you know, we're a lot like our parents. And my father was in the furniture industry. He was a furniture guy his whole life, sales. And I thought, you know, if I don't think my father ever thought I was going to make it, number one. And number two, I thought if I couldn't make it as a pro, or maybe I shouldn't even try as a pro, I would fall into the category kind of along my father's footsteps and be in some type of sales job and use my golf as a plus.
That's where we all do in sales. We play golf and we just use it as a plus so we can get out there and sell something, right?
Exactly.
You're either going to be a pro golfer or you're going to be in sales. Those are the only two routes that we're going to be down your path. Do you remember the first time you snuck onto the golf course and started caddying for people and those early days? Because I know Mike and I've talked about this so many times. Mike grew up on a course. You know, I didn't. I kind of found golf later on and just by happenstance. But Mike, he grew up on a golf course. It sounds like you grew up on a golf course. Do you remember those early days, the first time that you smelled the grass and that first contact of the ball?
I do. I remember how special it was. And I also realized that a lot of it happened for a reason. I mean, I was born in North Carolina, but by the time I was 13, my dad was getting transferred, new jobs. I lived in North Carolina, Marietta, Ohio, Birmingham, Michigan, Long Island, New York, Dallas, Texas, Tustin, California, Wheaton, Illinois, back to Mission Viejo, California. So when you get moved around so much as a young individual, I mean, it's hard to make friends. As soon as you made a friend, you know, you were gone. So I would have been 13, you know, maybe end of 7th grade, going into 8th grade, junior high. And when we moved into Mission Viejo, back to Southern California for the second time, you know, the golf course was right down there. And I didn't really play golf before that. We lived on a golf course. My dad played, but, you know, I don't know what happened. To be honest with you, Adam and Mike, I just took my mom's clubs, which I didn't have any clubs. I took my mom's clubs and I kind of hiked down the hill and started whacking balls and fell in love with it and just tried not to get in the way because that would have been in like 69. You know, a lot of kids weren't really hanging out at the golf course, but luckily I became friends with my neighbor who played golf and he was about my age, a year older. And next thing you know, we got the bond and had a good high school team, and the rest is kind of history.
When you think about baseball, the Baseball Hall of Fame is really the creme de la creme of a hall, right? And then right behind that is probably the Canton and the College Football Hall of Fame. Do you think that at some point that Golf Hall of Fame is going to have that same first ballot recognition that these other sports do? Because the names that you just said right there in the last 3 minutes is enough for me to go, my God, why isn't this a bigger topic every year of who's in, who's out, and all that, like it is with baseball?
Well, I think it is, and like you said, Adam, it's a tough call because there's some players that certainly deserve to be in there that aren't in there yet, and you know we don't want time to pass them by, and it's nice to be able to have an induction ceremony with a player that you know is still present, is still on this earth.
That's a good start. That's a good start.
You know, it doesn't do a whole lot of good if they're not around to for them to be able to accept that great honor. So, you know, I think we're moving in the right direction, and I think golf is definitely growing. I mean, the impact that Tiger Woods had on the game has been tremendous, and so, you know, more and more, I think over the years, and the fact that it's once every 2 years instead of every year is going to make it more special.
Yeah, that's a good point. Last one here, Mark Hamill, in or out? Famous Marks. Mark Hamill.
Yeah, it's in.
Out. Here's why.
You always different.
Well,
Adam.
here's why. Because he'd want to talk about Star Wars the entire time, I can assume, and I've never seen it.
Well, that's because you're too young.
I'm dumb. Did you say I'm dumb or young?
Young. You're too young. You're not dumb. I would never say you're dumb.
Well,
You guys are too smart. Look at the show, how good it is.
thank you.
So you're obviously very, very smart.
I've never seen Shawshank Redemption. I've never
He's
seen.
never seen Shawshank
I've never
Redemption.
seen
I mean,
Great movie that is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Exactly.
great
I've never seen a
Thank
single solitary second of
Thank
Star Wars. So the last thing I want to do is spend 4.5 hours with somebody who's in it. That I can tell you as a fact.